AI continues to ruin everything this week, this time by sucking up Western Digital and Seagate's entire 2026 production of hard drives. This, combined with already skyrocketing costs and limited availability for RAM and GPUs, makes the not really but functionally totally mandatory home computer a lot more expensive.
We're sorry. All circuits are busy now.
You can't go home again. This phrase is used almost like an inoculation to nostalgia. For context, this quote comes from Thomas Wolfe's 1940 book by the same name, You Can't Go Home Again. I'm not going to go through the whole story of the book, but there is a quote that expands upon the title that I think is relevant. You can't go back home to your family, back home to your childhood, back home to romantic love, back home to a young man's dreams of glory and of fame, back home to exile, to escape to Europe and some foreign land, back home to the old forms and systems of things which once seemed everlasting, but which are changing all the time, back home to the escapes of time and memory. Better YouTubers than me have talked about this already at length. They're longing for what once was. But to explain what we had and have lost, we kind of have to go the long way round. So bear with me on this. In 1989, Ray Oldenburg published The Great Good Place. Cafes, coffee shops, community centers, beauty parlors, general stores, bars, hangouts, and how they get you through the day. To give a very broad summation of the idea behind the book, his proposal was that we live in 3 distinct places. Place 1, naturally, is your home. It is your center, your world. It is where you go to rest, where you start your day. Place 2, understandably, is your work. It is where you go to earn a living so that you can participate in society. This, however, is the 3rd space. This is also a 3rd space. And finally, yes, this is also a 3rd space. At their most basic, a 3rd space is somewhere in the community that you can go and simply exist. You can people watch, you can meet other people, you can talk with them about things that interest you, whatever brings you joy socially. And with that framing of a 3rd place, I want to show you some news clips. One from 1996, one from around 2005.
As hard as she tries, staying away is nearly impossible. This woman, who we'll call Jamie, is an addict. Her drug of choice? The internet.
Hey, the mailman's been here.
The first thing I do when I come home from wherever I am is get on the computer, no matter what. I get quite a bit of mail.
In chat rooms throughout cyberspace, it's cozy and very safe.
People get tongue-tied in person, and I don't get finger-tied.
Jamie lives with a roommate and a variety of pets. She's on disability, so she is home and often spends up to 30 hours a week on the computer.
World of Warcraft.
Oh, now I'm gonna kill you all.
This never-ending computer game is played by millions around the globe.
From America, Germany, China, all of Europe, England.
And you've got friends in all of these places?
Yeah.
And that's what you refer to them as, your friends?
Yeah.
Do you regret discovering this game?
Kind of. It's taken a lot of time away from me. I could have made up, going out, exploring some more, meeting new people, but other than that, no, because I've gone and explored inside the game. I've met new people inside the game.
Warcraft has had such an impact on players, there are chat rooms on the internet dedicated to addicts.
But now we're in 2026. It's social media addiction. It's cell phone addiction, particularly in children. I don't want to sound like I'm dismissing these as problems that do exist in the world, but the reality is the bear was always here. The internet was the final third place. It was a place you went to. It was a place where you could define who you were and how you wanted to participate with it. The only cultural difference between internet relay chat and a Discord server is Discord wants your money. I want to switch tack for a moment and talk about a film that I'm rather a fan of. It's from 1976, so it's 50 years old at time of writing, and it's called Network. In the movie, the main character, Howard Beale, is told he'll be fired in 2 weeks.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like at this moment to announce that I will be retiring from this program in 2 weeks' time because of poor ratings. Since this show was the only thing I had going for me in my life, I have decided to kill myself.
So what'd she say?
I'm going to blow my brains out right on this program a week from today.
10 seconds to commercial.
Oh, tune in next Tuesday. That should give the public relations people a week to promote the show. We ought to get a hell of a rating out of that.
Won't tell us
50
any.
share. Easy.
The movie then chronicles his descent into madness.
How do you do, Mr. Beale?
I must make my witness.
Sure thing, Mr. Beale.
Eventually, and most memorably, resulting in this scene.
Take 2, Q Howard.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I want you to get up right now. Get up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things have got to change.
How many stations does this go out?
You've got to get mad.
67.
You've got to say,
I know it goes to Louisville and Atlanta.
I'm not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, and say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
And wow, that aged really well while I was working on this. Anyway, there's a very specific scene in the movie that I think is a bit underrated, but also is very prescient 50 years later.
I'm going to take you into our conference room. Seems more seemly a setting for what I have to say to you. We no longer live in a world of nations and ideologies, Mr. Beale. The world is a college of corporations, inexorably determined by the immutable bylaws of business. The world is a business, Mr. Beale.
I bring this up both because it is absolutely a favorite movie of mine, and to head off the inevitable deluge of comments from people who are wedded to the idea of defending capitalism. There's this fantastic chart by Bloomberg about the current AI bubble. I say fantastic because for a lot of people, they look at this as if it's something new. I'd like to argue that this is instead just the latest form of what I'm going to call the rot. In the 1990s, famously, large chunks of the population began to connect to the internet. This created a gold rush of people assuming that they could make infinite money from this new class of internet citizen. Unfortunately, once the forces of capital showed up, they realized a problem.
You know, I don't want to sound insensitive, but why don't these people have any money?
I don't know, sir. They probably wasted all on food.
And then, as the story we're told goes, the dot-com bubble burst. All these companies that were built on lies and failure just disappeared into the ether. In reality, these companies just moved on to the next big lie. Suddenly we got Web 2.0, where you could interact with the web rather than simply consume content. We got websites like YouTube and Twitter.
By the way, I'm aware of the irony of appearing on TV in order to decry it, so don't bother pointing that out.
This was also around the era where we got the phrase, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. Some people then realized, wait, if we allow people to make money on the internet, by making videos, posting to social media, how do we make money off of that? How do we insert ourselves into the middle? And thus we got software and hardware as a service. If you want to make money on the internet, then we need a cut. If you want to run a website on the internet, well, now you need to rent a server from us. Or in the more reductive sense, you will own nothing and you will be happy. And now, finally, we enter the final stage of the rot. I'm going to assume that everyone here has played, or is at least familiar with the premise of the board game Monopoly. The win condition of the game is effectively to have all of the money, all of the property, everything you can have. You are to dominate via Monopoly. In internet terms, it's a bit more simple than that. There is no art anymore. There is no joy or love for creation. There is only what they call content. When reframed in those terms, it feels like nothing. It has no value. But this bland nothingness can apparently be fed into a giant machine, which will then churn out infinite content. And somehow this sludge will obsolete all human endeavor. We have solved art. We have solved human labor. We have solved everything. So please, use the slop machine. Give us your content. Please direct all your endeavors to feeding the machine so that it may replace all of us. And once it replaces all of us, we will ask the machine how to make money.
We have no current plans to make revenue. We have no idea how we may one day generate revenue. We have made a soft promise to investors that once we've built this sort of generally intelligent system, basically we will ask it to figure out a way to generate an investment return for you. I get it. You can laugh. It's all right. But it is what I actually believe is going to happen.
At the end of Network, the main character's ratings on the TV show have begun to slip. So the network organizes a plan to have him shot live on stage to try and juice the ratings one last time. The movie then shows a mixture of newscasters reporting on the event and commercials. Slowly, these news reports fade and are replaced with more commercials. Life goes on. And then the movie gives us this one final line.
This was the story of Howard Beale, the first known instance of a man who was killed because he had lousy ratings.
And much like the ending of the movie, there is no satisfying conclusion. There is only the realization that life will move on, for better or worse.
Marge, I'm confused. Is this a happy ending or a sad ending? It's an ending. That's enough.